Hey guys and gals, Mike Perlman here with a slow dramatic zoom on the BlackBerry Torch 9850 for Sprint. Will this phone illuminate your path to smartphone salvation? Find out in our full review. Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome to my BlackBerry Torch 9850 review. This is a Sprint phone. It's BlackBerry's all touchscreen phone, except for this little thing right there, and that's an optical trackpad for you BlackBerry diehards. This is available through Sprint for $150 with a 2-year contract, and that's the online pricing after you use your $50 reward card. I think in the store it's $200 with the 2-year contract. Let's light the torch with calling. This phone runs on Sprint's 3G EVDO network. I did a series of calling tests, roaming and in the regular 3G territory. What I found was that I never had a dropped call, and that's very good. At certain times, some calls would exhibit a kind of crackly sound or a muffled tone, but I think that was definitely dependent on the area I was in or the other person's phone. It's a very loud phone. I mean, this thing, you can crank the volume up. The phone also has Wi-Fi 802.11b GNN, but anything on the 3G network was actually faster than my iPhone, and that is due to Sprint's 3G network. So let's also talk about the speed inside. What's going on inside? Who are the little elves churning all the gears? It's a 1.2 gigahertz processor, and it has 768 megabytes of RAM. To me, this is the fastest, smoothest BlackBerry yet. This thing is just a snappy little snapdragon. And I'm just really, really impressed with it. BlackBerry's come a long way. So congratulations to BlackBerry. That's to you. Here's to you, Rim. Single clap. Single tear. Okay, so I didn't have any hiccups. The only hiccups I had was Facebook crashed on me once, and I got this strange Venetian blind effect with the contacts. So basically I went into my contacts and they all started to kind of give me this Venetian blind mumbo jumbo, but it went away after I restarted the phone. So I haven't had any problems at all. We'll talk about the screen too. You notice how beautiful the icons are. It's a 3.7 inch capacitive touchscreen with a 480 by 800 WVGA resolution. Congratulations to BlackBerry. I could finally watch YouTube videos and not feel like I'm watching 8-bit NES games. I think it's a big improvement, though this screen is not a Super AMO LED. It's not a Retina display, so don't expect. Look at that. Sorry. This review has been rudely interrupted by a Mercedes-Benz commercial. Overall, I love the design. It's very aesthetically pleasing. It's sleek, it's slender, it's sexy, and I really like the metal backing on this phone. You don't find that on many phones these days. Very nice. So when I take the back panel off here, I am exposing you to a 1230 milliamp hour battery. This battery is slated for 6 hours, a 6-hour continuous talk time. What I found was it was closer to the 4-hour, 50-minute mark. It's still very good battery life, and it lasted longer than the iPhone. Inside for memory, this phone has 8 gigabytes. It has a 4 gigabyte micro SD card, and it also has 4 gigabytes of internal storage. At this price range, honestly, I would have expected to have seen 16 gigabytes. The camera button and the volume rocker are fairly diminutive on this phone, and they're hard to press. They're just not fun buttons to press. They don't love to be touched, and we want buttons that love to be touched. And now it's the moment you've all been waiting for, the BlackBerry 7 OS shakedown. We're taking it down to Shakedown Street. Okay, so first of all, I want to say this is a step in the right direction. I'm really impressed. This is the best BlackBerry operating system so far to date. Okay, I like the universal search option, and let's just go ahead and test it out here for you. Techno Buffalo. Okay, and look at that, John R. pops right up. The ambassador of all things Buffalo, all things techno. Okay, so I also have a Techno Buffalo shortcut here. We're taking it to the internet. Now, the internet is finally usable. I'm really impressed with it. Pinching and zooming, fantastic. There's no flash, however, and I think that's an important factor. No flash, so we're kind of in iOS territory. But I will say that Facebook and Twitter applications and aggregation is fantastic. I'll just give you a little taste of Facebook here. Okay, and here's my awesome profile. Okay, it's just so easy. You could see this phone is just, the hardware and the software are optimized. They play with each other very well. It's like the hardware is the peanut butter, the software is the jelly, and together they make a gourmet peanut butter and jelly sandwich of smartphone goodness. Wow, that was lame. Okay, and there's also social feeds, obviously, aggregates everything together here. All of our Facebook, Twitter, everything that you're signed into, all into one. That's great. Okay, so this BlackBerry is actually highly capable as far as internet standards go, as far as social networking. It also has wicked cool Google Talk here. Okay, let's chat up Noah right now. You are lame. Whoops. And okay, we're getting a taste of the keyboard. The keyboard for me was very difficult. It takes a lot of getting used to, but let's see what his response is going to be. I can't wait for this. It might take a while. Alright, we might have to cut, wait for his response, and then come back. You're mean. Oh, I hurt his field pads. I gotta go make that better. The one thing that I wish BlackBerry would migrate away from is the antiquated menu system. So for instance, if I go into ringtones, you know, and I make selections here, I mean, and look how antediluvian that is. I mean, that, can you talk about before the flood? I mean, that's it right there. Say I change a ringtone. Okay, let's go into evolving aspiration. Ooh, that sounds so mellifluous. All right, let's try it. Nice. Okay, so now I go back. Save. It's an extra thing that I can't just tap save on the screen. And that's classic BlackBerry though. The other thing is, I mean, I like the application tray here, the different trays divvied up into frequent, all, favorites, media, etc. The only thing is, look at all of this open space, this unused space here. I think widgets could easily camp out there if they wanted to. And you know, maybe that's something that we're going to get down the line with QNX. I don't know, but to me it just looks like a lot of open space here. When it comes to applications, this phone is severely lacking, and I think that's one of its main Achilles heels. Here we go, let's go into App World, and this is the new App World. It's really exciting that it's new. The only problem though is, I mean, the application, there's no Pandora, there are no Angry Birds, there are no mainstream big time applications here, and any of the games that I did download they would have been great in 1995 if I was into like Minesweeper. So that I'm not really excited about. BlackBerry really needs to do a lot better with their application selection. We do get Brick Breaker right out of here, and I know I'm starting this game over, but I beat this game over and wow, that was pretty lame. We have a Maps program here. It's just really lacking compared to Google. Alright, now it's time for one of my favorite parts of the review. It's the camera. And BlackBerries, in my experience, and I've compared them to hundreds of other phones on the market, have one of the best cameras on the market. The BlackBerry Torch 9850 is no different. Okay? This is a really great camera. I was very impressed with its clarity, with its detail, and its color. Its low light sensitivity was also fairly impressive. So this phone definitely deserves accolades. It has 720p video, HD video at 30 frames a second, and the bright light is phenomenal. Low light is noisy, and the one thing that I didn't like about this phone was that you couldn't toggle the video light while you were shooting video. That's just the main thing. The other main thing is the fact that I had to go through all of these submenus again to make adjustments on the camera. One last thing with the camera is that if you slip it over to landscape mode, you get this bar. It's kind of a translucent bar, but it makes it seem as though this is your frame, when in fact your frame goes edge to edge. So that's something that kind of needs to go away. Basically what's going to happen here is I'm going to give you my pros and my cons. Pros, fast. This is one of the fastest BlackBerry phones to date. I'm very excited with this phone. It's the first BlackBerry I've used that actually was not glitchy. It has a pretty screen. I love the 3.7-inch screen. I love the fact that it's a little bit bigger than an iPhone. Take that. And also it has good calling. Very good calling, reliable calling in my experiences and my testing. Okay. Great style. I love the style of this phone. Overall, excellent communication. One of the best phones to email on, to text message, to use BlackBerry Messenger. One of the best messaging systems, in my opinion, in the mobile world. However, here are the cons. BlackBerry 7 OS is nice, but as I stated earlier, antediluvian. Too many manual steps, unused space here. We could use some widgets, so that is something to consider. We could use more memory. It has 8 gigabytes out of the box. I'd like to see 16 minimum for this price. Camera interface needs improvement. We just went over that. And maybe a bigger battery for better battery life. Overall, I think what we're seeing here is a fantastic phone, a good effort for RIM. A couple years ago, this phone would have been very popular. However, I think based on the competition from Android, iOS, the BlackBerry Torch 9850 is kind of behind the times slightly. So this has been my BlackBerry Torch 9850 review. I hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, wait for QNX to come out. Codename Colt. It's galloping across the screen right now. Okay, so wait for it. Who knows what's going to happen? For any other BlackBerry news, tech-related news, be sure to go to technobuffalo.com, and I will see you guys on the flip side.